has avoided taking firm military action against Pakistan, especially its terror training camps in POK. The Modi government's current thought process, though, involves a definite element involving the destruction of these ISI-funded camps. India will finally set the ball rolling to formally designate Pakistan a terror state, both nationally as well as on global fora through the UN.
Enough is enough. A phrase you hear every time India is bled by Pakistani terrorists. But could that actually be true this time? Has the Prime Minister lost his patience now? Has Narendra Modi truly decided that enough is enough? While media organizations speculate on how India should respond, India Today gets you the solid facts. A 4-point inside view of Prime Minister Modi's actual thought process from top sources in the security establishment. Point 1, the first confirmation, is that India will mount punitive strikes on Pakistan. The details are necessarily classified and sensitive, but it is clear that the government won't let Uri be another 2611 or Pathankot.
ये एक एक्शन है, एक एक्ट ऑफ वॉर है पाकिस्तान का, और हमारा रवैया वैसे ही होना चाहिए जैसे लड़ाई में है.
Point number 2, the National Investigation Agency is investigating the Uri attack, but India will not supply Pakistan with evidence dossiers. India Today can confirm dossier diplomacy is off the table. Point number 3, for long India has dilly-dallied on taking firm military action on Pak-sponsored terror training camps in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Modi government's current thought process involves a definite element involving the destruction of these ISI-funded camps. And finally, point number 4, India will set the ball rolling to formally designate Pakistan a terror state, both nationally as well as on a global forum through the United Nations. If all-out war with Pakistan is necessarily unthinkable, the inside track that India Today has accessed of the Modi government's thought process shows that its Pakistan policy has changed in just a matter of hours and is going to be exponentially more aggressive, both diplomatically as well as on the border. The question now is, will that thought be translated into action? In New Delhi, Shiv Arur for India Today.
Defence analyst Brigadier Mahalingam is with us on the phone line, and executive editor Gaurav Sawant is live with us from our newsroom. It's very significant that there is going to be a two-pronged approach this time around. In addition to isolating Pakistan diplomatically, Brigadier Mahalingam, there is also going to be an element of force, of retribution. What do you make of this blueprint that we've learned from our sources the government is considering?
Absolutely. This was exactly what one expected Narendra Modi to do. The Narendra Modi government was expected only to first to take military action, and secondly to act on the economic side of it, and thirdly one expected that it will diplomatically isolate and perhaps even downgrade the India's embassy, or rather High Commission in Pakistan, and also probably tell Pakistan to do the same on our side. These issues have been on the card, and I'm very positive that the Modi government will do this. Now, the point that I wish to make, as far as this particular issue of military action is concerned, it must go in certain time frame. There are two varieties which I have been saying. One is immediate action right across the LOC, where the tactical commanders can take action, and the other is the terror camps about which you now articulated, and you said that will need to be planned very carefully and will have to be launched at a time and pace of it.
So let me ask Mr. Tariq Pirzada, who's also joining us on the phone line now. Mr. Pirzada, this tried and tested formula which Pakistan used to basically frustrate any effort that India makes to make some headway in the relations between our two countries, now this is going to go into the dustbin. For starters, the terror camps are going to be acted against. How do you look at this change in tack by India?
Well, India may plan anything, and this guy who was just talking a second ago about cross-border actions and precise military, strategies against Pakistan and teaching a Pakistan lesson. And
well, sir, the guy who was speaking a while ago, he's Brigadier Mahalingam. He has served with honor in the country, so I would appreciate if you could address him by name.
I don't want to be personal. Let me use the generalities over here.
Yes.
So I have been hearing all these things all day long. It's my desire. Let me convey my message to every intellectual on your show and to every single part of your Indian establishment. Try your luck across Pakistani border, and if you're not wiped out, I'll be ashamed. I won't appear on your television ever.
So essentially you are saying, Mr. Pirzada, that you are going to give it your all to protect the terror camps that are running in POK?
There is no terror camp, number one. This is an indigenous freedom movement in Kashmir, and this will succeed this time because it is indigenous and India has no moral or political case against it.
That's strange, because just a while ago you said that we can try, we can give it our all, and we are not going to achieve any success even if we strike these terror camps in POK. Let me quickly get Brigadier Mahalingam to respond to that.
Mr. Pirzada, if you think that there are no terror camps inside Pakistan, I think either you are blind or you are misinformed. Now, let me tell you, not that India is alone saying.
You have no knowledge of what is happening in Azad Kashmir.
Please
The
hold on
movement is going on in the Kashmir, which is under Indian control. Which is under Indian occupation. Where are you living? What kind of world are you living in? There's a freedom movement going on.
Mr. Pirzada, he let you complete when you were speaking. I don't see any reason why you should hector him like this. Can you please let him have his say?
Your luck across the border and see what happens to you. This is not 65. This is not 50.
What is not justified? You have gone on for the last 1.5 minutes about Azad Kashmir and Indian occupied Kashmir. Did anyone heckle you? Please keep quiet for a minute. Yes, Brigadier Mahalingam, go on.
Mr. Pirzada, as I was telling you, either you are blind or you do not know what is happening inside Pakistan. Let India forget about India. Please go over to Sinwar News Agency of the 28th of August, in which they have very categorically castigated Pakistan and has said openly that the problems in Afghanistan is because of the terror camps outside Pakistan, and they have said very clearly that the ISIS and the Taliban, and also the other militant outfits in that area are the creation of the intelligence agencies outside Pakistan, outside Afghanistan. Please understand, this is just not India which is saying so. The Chinese are saying so.
Exactly.
And if you haven't heard it, and if you are still denying it, I think there is something drastically wrong with you and your thinking process.
Yes, Mr. Pirzada.
India is a terrorist state. Mr. Modi is a terrorist prime minister. His blood hand is stained with the blood of 2,000 Muslims of Gujarat and 12,000 Kashmiris have been wounded. They are bleeding. 104 Kashmiris have been martyred by the brutal aggressor Indian army, led by Mr. Modi. So you guys have we are going to United Nations to simply expose you and put your real face on the world stage.
Of course, and which is why you have people from Balochistan who will also talk about what you are doing in your country, sir. But that aside, let's set that aside for a bit.
And your tongue is not clean.
Let's set that aside for a bit. Are you denying what has been reiterated, Mr. Pirzada, by Afghanistan, by the current and former president of Afghanistan, the former president speaking just a week ago, saying that Pakistan is exporting terror not just to India but also Afghanistan and to friendly countries like Bangladesh, sir?
Could I say? Yes, I heard you. I got your message. All right, let me respond since you addressed me.
Yes.
Look, this guy named Ghani and his predecessor Karzai, who have been begging money from New Delhi and Tehran, according to whom? According to New York Times. So do not make a reference to these people who are the stooges of the United States. And the United States cannot succeed in Afghanistan cannot succeed in anywhere in the region without the active support of Pakistan. So let me convey the message to India and to anybody. Do anything that you want to. We will frustrate your nefarious signs in the region.
Mr. Speezada, you might
and the honey kind of people, they are a bunch of stooges. They don't represent
I
the
hope
Afghan
you're
people.
not calling.
Okay, if you're done with your rant now, can Brigadier Mahalingam come in? Yes, Brigadier Mahalingam.
Mr. Speezada, I hope you're not calling the Chinese the stooges of US, because what I told you, Sinwa News Agency, I hope you're aware.
Chinese,
This is
Chinese
the official news agency
Do not
of
bring
China.
the Chinese in. We are little restrained because we think there should be peace in the region, so we're not being aggressive. But don't mess with the Chinese. They'll cut you in the pieces. Don't
Now,
make
have you
investments.
seen
Don't
the
involve
Chinese?
them.
No, please, have you seen the Chinese report? Have you seen Sinwa News Agency's article?
You are triangular. You are denying the fact that the movement in your occupied Kashmir, 12,000 Muslims have been are bleeding at the present time. 104 have been martyred. Your brutal, nasty terrorist
Mr.
forces.
Pizada, I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I was quiet all of this while for the last time. All right. So Afghanistan is on the payroll of the United States. They've been bought over. They are getting money apparently
Mr.
from
Ghani,
India as well.
Mr. Ghani, who
Bangladesh,
is
just
not
let
an
me finish
elected
my
prime
question.
minister.
Okay, so let me finish my question. Bangladesh presumably would also have been bought over by someone, but China, with who you have a friendship which is as high as the sky and deep as the sea, they have said that in Xinjiang, Mr. Pirzada, you are fomenting terrorism.
In New Delhi,
The
and in
Uyghur
Kabul.
insurgency also has been blamed on you, Mr.
Afghanistan
Pirzada.
is not the country
And
that is
all
being
of this
ruled
is
by the
emanating
elected
in
representatives.
Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and these camps are being
Try
run
your luck,
actively by the
All right, I gotta
ISI.
go. because
Your
I'm in a car
retired
right
men
now,
come and
there's
train
a
these
problem. Thank you.
terrorists in arms. Don't they, Mr. Pirzada? All right, big surprise. It seems that Mr. Pirzada has hung up on us. And I think we'd be living in a fool's paradise, Brigadier Mahalingam, if we ever thought that anyone in Pakistan would actually acknowledge, despite the fact that the global community has now woken up to what is happening in POK. And I think it would be doing everyone a favor if India actually went ahead and struck down these terror camps.
Absolutely. There is an absolute need. It will not only benefit India, it will also benefit Afghanistan and also in the future China. And that's the requirement, and we need to do this. And while doing this, there is a need to plan this operation very carefully and professionally. And arms like the Air Force and the intelligence agencies, the missiles, these will have to be considered, incorporated, various options taken out, and the actions executed. And let me tell you, with government of India having gone out and told almost every country in the world of what is happening into India because of Pakistan, there will be no country who will be against it. And this is a right time for India to plan on it and to strike within a reasonable time, keeping, of course, in mind the requirement and the specifics of India's suitability.
Absolutely. And final question to you, Brigadier Mahalingam, as far as this timing is concerned, it has only sealed the fact that every time there is an international event where there even the remotest possibility that there will be some kind of rapprochement between India and Pakistan, the army wakes up. The Pakistan army wakes up and Uri happens. It's almost like it was marked on a calendar.
Yes, of course. The point is that we have to quite clearly see that as far as these terror outfits are concerned, they are not non-state actors. These terror outfits are part of Pakistan's government. It has got two arms, as I always have been saying. One is a conventional army to deal with conventional threats, and these terror outfits are part of Pakistan, funded, trained, and sort of paid for by the Pakistan's military, which is carrying out these tasks. Therefore, to expect Pakistan to either condemn them or to stop these outfits from operating is not very appropriate and correct.
Well, sir, I don't think, and you would know better, that is Pakistan even in a position to condemn or rein in these outfits? They are a rule unto themselves. But India is very clear, strike down these terror camps. But what about the people who actually fund, motivate and train these terrorists? How will they be dealt with, the deep state? How will that be dealt with by India? We'll keep very close track of that. For now, Brigadier Mahalingam, thank you very much for joining us on India Today with your expert take.